Hank, what number episode is this?
This is episode 27, where we are covering AVPR and Predators.
Welcome to it. I'm your host, Daniel Ehrenberg.
I am your co-host, Hanky Pap, and we have back with us Aaron Farinelli, folks.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back here.
Wait, Adrian Brody's here?
Sorry, guys. I had a little touch of the Nolans there for a second.
Oh, right.
It's a very gritty illness.
No,
It is.
It sure is.
Oh, my lord, will we get to that?
Yeah, we will.
All right, so yeah, we are talking about, by the way, stop calling it AVPR. It's Aliens
say the whole
versus
fucking
Predator Requiem. I'm all
Which I
about
still don't
full titles.
I still don't understand the Requiem. Don't get it.
Get it. It's just cute, you know? There's a lot of Marvel movies I don't fucking understand the titles of.
Dawn of Justice makes more sense as a title than Requiem.
Maybe it's more of like a metaphor. It's like a requiem for the Aliens versus Predator franchise.
I hear you, buddy.
Yeah, might as well be.
Yeah, okay, so we're talking about that first. AVPR, as Hank calls it, by credited directors The Brothers Strauss.
Oh, Lord.
All right. And
I have seen their other movie.
Me too.
Skyline.
All right, well, let's just get into The Brothers Strauss then. These fuckers, they've been
why
around.
don't you give the stats?
All right.
Get those out of the way.
Written by Shane Salerno, and I have a lot to say about this fool, too.
So do I.
All right, released Christmas Day, 2007, which, by the way, wasn't what I said about... Remember Predator 2 was like late November, and I was like, they should have just released that Christmas.
You did say that.
Yeah, I fucking called this shit.
Yeah, you did.
All right, budget of $40 million, every cent on the screen. Box office, 128.9.
Well, I'm sorry, that's kind of a hit.
Well, most of it made overseas again.
Whatever.
Domestic box office, it was number 64, right ahead of There Will Be Blood.
Oh, by your friend Paul W.S. Anderson, so that's kind of ironic.
It does make a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I will say that this film was nominated for 2 Golden Raspberry Awards.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Lost both of them. Couldn't even win a Golden Raspberry, this movie.
What was it up for?
One category was worst excuse for a horror movie.
Excellent.
Which it lost to the Lindsay Lohan classic, I Know Who Killed Me.
It shouldn't have lost to that.
Mm-hmm. And it lost worst sequel or prequel to a film we will eventually cover, Henry. That's right, Daddy Day Camp. The sequel to Daddy Daycare, in which Cuba Gooding Jr. fills in for Eddie Murphy.
Oh, my lord.
Get ready for that, son. I've seen the first one more than once for some reason.
You are a unique individual.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the Brothers Strauss. They're visual effects artists. Wait, and hey, actually, before we get started, I don't want this episode to be our longest episode ever. Okay? Our longest episode ever is Man of Steel and Quest for Peace.
That was because of Zack Snyder, though. He wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I know. But that one was an hour 40, I believe.
Yeah.
And listen, we're covering Aliens versus Predator Requiem and Predators today.
Yeah.
2 of the least significant movies ever made.
Not true.
Oh, not true.
Thank you, Aaron. Yes. Yes. Boom.
Oh, man.
Well, Henry's in agreement with me that AVPR is way underrated.
Yeah, we are. We'll get to that.
Wait, are you actually?
No, I don't think Henry thought so.
No, Aaron and me haven't talked about it. We abide by the rules, but I know where he's with me on the other one. But anyway.
Okay.
We'll make sure it's under 135 minutes.
Please. Okay, so the Brothers Strauss, as they're called, they're visual effects guys. They they had a run in like the late 90s where they were working on everything. I think they were two of the guys on Titanic. And then they got a chance to direct with this movie based on like I think they pitched it using like a visual effects sort of, screener tape, like a demo basically.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And and the studio loved it. That's all they needed. These guys are filmmakers now.
That's all I needed.
Yeah. So
Well,
then,
Dan, I think you're missing one thing. Their directorial debut is actually for Nickelback music video. How You Remind Me.
oh well, that was the big one. That was the biggest of all the Nickelback hits.
Ugh.
We'll cover Nickelback when we get to Spider-Man, Hank. You remember that song?
I do. This is
Hero will save me. Yeah.
This is the Nickelback of Predator movies.
Yo, did you hear about what Canada's
true.
doing with Nickelback now?
Yeah.
Excommunicating them? I don't know.
No, they're
They're
like,
using it as a torture device.
yeah, they're playing it really loud in cop cars to punish criminals.
That's awesome.
I know. Canada's the
Fun
best.
factoid, you know how they flushed out Manuel Noriega from Panama in the 80s?
Sure.
Oh, they played something. Was it Van Halen or something?
Nope, they blasted AC/DC till he
That's
gave
it.
up.
How about that? AC/DC. I just read that The
phenomenal.
State, the comedy group The State,
Love them.
Mm-hmm.
when they first started, their entrance music was Back in Black, and they just thought like comedy shows were getting too up their own asses, and they wanted to play like a kick-ass rock song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the greatest rock songs ever written.
Right, Hank? You knew you liked those guys.
I knew I liked them, and now I love them even more.
Maybe now you'll revisit Wet Hot American Summer, the greatest comedy
Maybe I
ever
will,
made.
and then again, maybe I won't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I should.
All right, so the Brothers Strauss, their only other movie is that Skyline. Hank, you and I have both seen it.
Yeah. It's better than this.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is worse than this.
No, but I like Skyline because the best part about Skyline was the way you hid from the aliens was you just get under a coffee table and you're cool.
Well,
Did you see
the
it,
way
Aaron?
you hide from the aliens and predators, you just pop some mud on yourself.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Skyline was literally like, hide behind the refrigerator. All right, I'm good. They can't see me and suck me into the sky.
I remember, I haven't seen that film, but I think it's the same sort of thing where they put together a visual effects packet, and then some producers like, oh, perfect, let's make a movie from it. So
Yeah.
that must be their MO.
Yeah, you can hear an interview with them about that movie on the How Did This Get Made podcast. That's true.
Can I quote Dan in saying that all three of us so far have been calling these films their movies?
Oh, good point. Good point. Okay, so written by Shane Salerno, a.k.a. Hollywood's biggest bust. Do either of you know anything about this guy? Because I've been fascinated with him forever.
All right, here's what I know. He wrote one movie that I actually liked.
What movie?
Shaft.
He also wrote Armageddon, right?
Yeah, on one of your favorite things, like a contributing writer.
Yeah, right. Other material written by or some shit.
Same with Ghost Rider, Savages, and Avatar 4.
No. He legit wrote Savages, and
Which I did not like.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he is working on the new Avatar movies with James
So that's
Cameron.
all I got on this guy. I don't know if he actually wrote Ghost Rider, which I never saw.
I did, and it was not very good.
It looked bad, but I like Shaft. That's all
Okay,
he's got.
but here's the fun stuff about Shane
Let's
Salerno.
hear it. That's all I know. So go ahead.
He won a Hollywood talent competition at 17 years old, and then at 19 sold a spec script for like $1 million in like the early 90s. He's one of only like 5 or 6 screenwriters in history to sell a script for over $1 million. And he has not only sold scripts for $1 million, he's sold pitches for $1 million. And
the fuck?
none of those movies have ever been made.
So the dude's a millionaire but hasn't produced anything.
The guy's been around in Hollywood forever, working, making money. He was one of the biggest star screenwriters of the 90s, along with like Shane Black and Quentin Tarantino, and the fuckers never gotten anything made.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's Shane Salerno. He wrote this movie.
What a disappointing Italian.
All right, so let's start talking about it. And before we do the plot, I'm going to say something to you guys.
Okay. And I want to say something about the DP on this, which I don't think either of you would have caught.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
Who is it?
Daniel Pearl, not the reporter who was executed by the Taliban.
Thanks for clearing that up.
I just wanted to make sure everyone knew, because as soon as I saw his name, I did a whoop.
Oh, yeah, everyone in our audience immediately did the same whoop.
Yeah. Guess what his first credit and most famous credit is?
What?
I know this.
You'll never guess if I gave you 10 episodes. He directed the music video for Every Breath You Take.
Oh.
How about that?
Yeah.
And that's a great song and a great video.
No.
I love that song. Unabashed.
No. I just hate Sting, man.
Yeah.
The dream of the Blue Turtles.
He's a little pretentious.
Oh, a little.
A little.
Yeah. He
lot.
only named himself after a present tense verb.
Well, couldn't you name yourself Stung?
I saw The Police live, and I gotta tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
But Henry, one quick thing before we get into the police. Daniel Pearl, you missed one of his biggest things. What he started with?
What?
Do you know what film he started with?
No.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
the
I read
original?
that.
Yes, the original.
No.
Yes.
No.
Daniel Pearl.
Are you
cinematographer.
sure? He did
Yes.
the remake.
I have it right here. He did the original. That was his first credit.
How old is this guy?
He's up there. Like I saw him in the behind the scene footage of ABPR.
Wow.
And he's just like, yeah, the brothers Strauss. They're like kids. They got a real good energy.
Oh boy.
Really enthusiastic.
Oh boy, not a fan, huh?
Well, he's being professional. But one thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, that's
is,
very diplomatic.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up is it's ironic that he did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because that's one of my favorite horror films of all time.
Yeah.
But like you pointed out in previous Predators and AVP things, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not known for having very crystal clear cinematography.
Right.
And
Well, that's one of its charms.
Yeah, but it's not a charm in AVPR.
A lot of rain.
Lot of rain.
He knows how to shoot rain.
True.
That's true. I was going to say, by the way, B-52s opened for the police and were much better. Okay.
I believe that. Love Shack, baby.
Oh, they closed with it. It was like 10 minutes long. It was great. I will say, I'm ready to say this on mic.
Let's do it.
I really liked this movie.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'd watch it again. I liked it a lot.
I was gonna confess the same. I was gonna say, like, it's definitely not
Wait,
the best
Aaron,
made. or anything.
did you trick me? Are we not?
I was gonna confess that I genuinely enjoyed this film, but I'm a connoisseur of like shitty, like so bad it's good films, and this one, out of the whole Predator franchise, this is the biggest example of like so bad it's good.
It's the worst one.
No, it is not, because listen, and you know I love my man Paul W.S. Anderson, but that movie's boring as shit. This movie's
I agree.
fun, and you care about the cardboard characters. Do you know what this movie reminded me
Well,
of,
No,
Henry?
I didn't. But go ahead.
And I'm surprised you didn't like this movie more, because the movie we've covered that this movie reminded me of the most is the Friday the 13th remake.
Oh, interesting.
It's a bunch of random attractive people. I mean, I could talk forever about the random TV actors in this movie.
The fucking first half hour of this movie was like the Virgin Suicides. I thought I was watching a teen drama.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, and you're talking to the guy who you rip on all the time for constantly bringing up Gossip Girl and Gilmore Girls on this podcast.
there you go. All right, fine.
That brings me to a point, Dan. I was gonna bring up that this was like some shitty like OC Gossip Girls, but I don't want to insult those things, and you specifically knowing that as your forte. What would you say is like the poor man's like OC?
Oh, One Tree Hill.
Yeah, so this is kind of like the One Tree Hill of sci-fi.
I love how that
film.
answer was like.
Oh, tip of my tongue.
There was less hesitation for that answer than anything I've ever heard on this show.
Yeah, One
It's
Tree
like,
Hill.
what's the rich man? One Tree Hill.
No, that's the poor man.
I kind of want to get started with just the characters even before the plot. Like
Me too.
Listen,
Listen.
how do you guys want to go?
Listen,
Go ahead,
I
whatever.
cared very much about pizza delivery boy Ricky. I loved him.
R.I.P.
And his brother, Dallas.
Dallas, taken clearly from the Aliens, Alien, Dallas, right, Aaron?
Yeah, that's right. A lot of the cast members are like named after predators or alien characters, and both.
Yeah. Did you catch that, Dan?
Yeah, I caught Dallas. I didn't catch many other ones.
That's it.
All right. Hank, before, I know you have a gigantic superhero count for this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to challenge you with a few of my own.
Okay.
But before we do this, because I'm just going to want to talk about it the entire time, this movie has 1,000 random actors from TV shows that I like. So
Okay.
let me just read them right off.
Do it.
Okay. Dallas, the lead, the bad boy. He was racist cop Mark Furman on The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
Yes, he was. And he's in Bloodline.
Yeah, that's true. Kelly, the military woman coming home for military leave,
Yeah.
played by Reiko Aylesworth, was one of the others on Lost.
Okay.
Okay, the sheriff, the former bad boy, friend of Dallas.
I love that actor.
He was the dude that Melanie Linsky cheated on Mark Duplass with in HBO's Togetherness.
Oh, he's in a lot of stuff, John Ortiz. A lot of movies.
Sure. The little girl
Yeah?
was the little girl from one of my favorite one-season wonders, Invasion.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Her dad was the guy who owned the bar and could turn into a dog on True Blood. Okay?
Wow, you went deep. You dug deep.
There was a doctor who had one line who was one of the Cylons on Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, my God.
And lastly, our lead character, the heart of the movie, pizza delivery boy Ricky, Johnny Lewis, played Chili on the OC. And
R.I.P.
R.I.P. for sure.
One of the weirdest deaths I've ever read about.
Can
Whoa,
we
wait, he's
just
dead?
talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
This
You know about
guy,
this, Aaron?
Did he get beaten to death by some people he delivered pizza to?
Close. That would have been less weird.
Yeah. No,
Go ahead,
he
Dan,
got
tell
into a car accident, and it gave him brain damage, and the brain damage made him violent. And so he kept getting into fights, and in the fights, he'd get hit in the head more, and then he, like, disappeared and turned up dead at, like, 27 or 28 or something.
Oh, wait. Whoa.
Did I skip something important?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He got mad at this old lady who was living next door to him.
And stole a marble rye from her?
I think he broke her window, and she ended up dead. He ended up dead. He was on top of her roof, and they don't know whether he fell off her roof or committed suicide. He was just found on the ground. So I don't know if they found out if he actually killed her, but he killed her dog. They know that.
Oh, fuck you, Johnny Lewis. I'm glad you're dead.
Yeah, he killed a dog, and they think he might have killed the old woman, and then he died. So, whoa.
Hank, did
Yeah.
did Johnny Lewis also kill the Watson twins?
I don't know, but he did write the score to...
Come on, that was a good joke. Fuck you.
I didn't get it.
Jenny Lewis?
Yeah.
Oh, very funny. I was going to make a play on his name, too, so I'll forget my joke then.
No, do yours.
I was going to say I liked his score to There Will Be Blood. I'm glad he wrote it before he
Oh, it's Johnny Greenwood. It doesn't even sound the same.
Yeah, I know, but it was... It's off the cuff, people. Here we go. It's how we roll. So do you want me to do...
When do we start actually recording?
Yeah, I made a whole point at the beginning of this. Like, let's get through these fast. We're 20 minutes into the podcast. We've not started talking about this movie.
Superhero count.
No, do it at the end. Okay, you want to just do your superhero count? Get it over
then
with?
we'll just talk. I'll let you two talk about the movie, and I'll go get a donut. All right?
Okay.
All right. Superhero count record for the podcast, the franchise.
Okay, wait, and can I just say I know why this is? And you know my rule about this, Henry. I said I saw that doctor who had one line, and she's an actress from Battlestar Galactica.
That doesn't count.
No, but you hear me, right?
Yeah.
My rule when I watch a movie, the only time I really go deep in looking for superhero count, if I see an actor I recognize from Battlestar Galactica or Smallville, I know this movie shot in Canada. And I know they shoot every fucking DC Comics TV show in Canada, and we're going to get a ton of actors.
All right, here we go.
All right.
8.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6, so hopefully I have one you don't. All right, go ahead.
All right, number 1, at the very end, Mrs. Yutani, the Japanese woman who is
Oh, God.
of Wayland Yutani Corporation, an important character in the entire Alien and Predator franchise, mainly the Alien franchise.
Mm-hmm.
She is in 3 separate things. In Arrow, she plays the Priestess.
All right.
In Smallville, she played Dr. Tia Leng.
Oh, what did I say?
And Blade 3, she played Virago.
Blade Trinity. We like full titles.
Yeah, you like full titles.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ty Olson, who played the character Nathan in this movie.
Who's Nathan?
I don't remember. I didn't have enough room on my page, literally. He's in 5. He is in X-Men 2, X2. He plays a character called Mitchell Lorio.
X2 X-Men United.
In Elektra, he plays the second paramedic.
Okay.
In Arrow, he played Martin Summers.
Okay.
In Iron Man, he played Killer Shrike.
Oh, well, that's an actual thing. That's a villain.
And my favorite of Ty Olson's credits, he is the voice of Crypto the Superdog.
On what?
In the cartoon, Crypto the Superdog.
Oh, that's adorable. Okay.
Isn't? Number 3, Tom McBeat.
By the way, Superman, Hank, we have to take it very seriously. There's no room for fun in Superman.
I agree. No laughing, by the way. Even Crypto the Superdog, and he'll be in Justice League.
Yeah. As someone who defends Man of Steel, Henry, I just want to let you know that in the Superman mythos is a character named Crypto the Superdog.
And he should be taken seriously.
Okay.
They're getting the
Wait, he's gonna be a fucking Rottweiler in the next movie?
Yeah, they're gonna have him be played by Beethoven from Beethoven.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Saint Bernard.
Ooh, we gotta cover those movies.
No, we don't. Number 3.
Come on, there's that girl from The Nanny who Beethoven saves her from getting raped in the second one.
Fran Drescher?
No, the blonde girl.
Oh, I always had a thing for Fran Drescher.
Really?
Anyway, yeah.
What are you, a big Car 54 Where Are You fan?
I'm a big fan of annoying voices in women.
Okay.
Number 3.
Oh, Henry!
I gotta hurry this up. Number 3, Tom McBeath.
Who's
and
that?
This is a great one. He played the character Carl. He was an older character in this movie. Might have been one of the ones who got offed pretty quickly. He played General Jack Pincer in the David Hasselhoff, David Goyer written movie Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Sure, okay.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I never even knew that existed.
I have
remember
seen
that.
it.
Oh my God, David Hasselhoff would be a good Nick Fury.
By the way, not terrible.
Really? Well, David Goyer, your man.
I fucking hate David Goyer. You know that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
Number 4. We're only halfway through here. Sheila Horsecall.
Who's that?
She played Darcy in this movie. Darcy. Anyone remember Darcy?
No.
Okay.
Oh, if I had to wager a guess, maybe she was like the lady who worked at the diner.
You're right. That's her. That's her.
Okay.
Yeah. She got a grisly death in this one.
Oh, she's the dead hunter's wife, of course.
Yeah. She was in Arrow as Kate Spencer. She was in X3, The Last Stand.
Thank you.
Minivan Mother.
Oh, Minivan Mother. That must have been
and-
at the beginning when Magneto was raising all those minivans. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing those car commercials. That's the best part of the movie.
Hey, Ratner.
And then, love you, Brett. And Smallville, she played Dr. McCain.
Okay.
Number 5, the main heroine in this movie, Gina Holden, played Carrie in this movie. The female who I thought was going to make it out of this flick.
Wasn't her name Jessie?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Carrie was somebody else. She was in Fantastic Four as the receptionist, and Smallville as Patricia Suan.
And 2 episodes of Gotham I have written down.
Fucking bastard!
I believe she played Mr. Freeze's wife or something.
No.
That's
I got
Jessie.
you.
That's Jessie.
That's Jessie. And I was, all right, good. We could skip over Kristen Hager. She's Gotham. Nora Freeze. Gina Holden was also in Smallville. Patricia Suan. We only have 2 left to go.
Oh, fucking hell.
David Preku played Dale, the prick, boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
He's in Man of Steel as the threat analyst.
Okay.
And he was in Smallville as Trevor Crapper and another...
Fine.
And he played a cop.
Oh, I actually remember him on Smallville. He's in the episode... Wait, this is crazy that I remember this. He's in the episode where the gym coach turns out to have fire powers, and the gym coach is played... I mean, it's like the football coach, basically.
Yeah,
and,
Trevor somebody.
Yeah, and the football coach is played by the dad from the Wonder Years.
Perfect.
Yeah,
And
so check out that episode.
Last but not least, our friend and yours, Johnny Lewis, was in Smallville as Gabriel Duncan.
It's true.
8. You didn't catch me.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, because I had Kristen Hager as Gotham.
Yeah,
I had
but I've got. Did you get Rika Sharma?
What was she in?
She's the Battlestar actress. She was in an. She was in Smallville and Arrow. Okay.
You're just, you know what you are? You're a Predalien.
And the dead black kid. You know, they had to... Obviously, the first teen to die in this movie is the one black one.
Right, yeah.
He was in an episode of Arrow as well. I'm telling you, these Canadians, they get work on these DC Comics shows. It's
you know what?
It's infuriating.
Okay. I'm still proud of myself. It took me almost 35 minutes to make that list. So I'm still happy with myself.
What else do you have going on?
Clearly not much.
All right, can we talk about this fucking movie?
Let's get her done.
Guys are up.
All right, the plot. Aaron, can you do the plot?
Yeah, so the plot starts off like pretty much immediately after the other one. They're predators are in space, and they don't even like hesitate to show you the new alien predator hybrid. Like almost instantaneously, you see like a chest burster burst out of the predator's chest.
The Predalien.
The Predalien.
They call it.
Which in their script, the brothers Strauss,
Thank you,
enabled to keep it from being leaked because it was such a top secret thing that they would somehow merge an alien and a predator. That character would be listed as Chet in the script, so no one would be able to like decipher what Chet was. And then when asked why Chet, both the brothers were like, "Come on, Chet, he's an asshole. Everyone knows a Chet, and he's always an asshole."
Wow.
So we can also refer to the Predalien as Chet from now on, if you want.
Let's do that.
I've known one Chet in my life. He was a sweet guy.
That's the thing. I knew a Chet. He was a pretty good guy.
I actually know a Chet.
So then Chet gets on, like, immediately bursts out of a predator's chest and immediately starts wreaking havoc on the predator ship, and then it crash lands into Colorado.
Yeah.
A very specific town in Colorado. This is sort of a bottle episode of the Predator Alien franchise, but taking place in a town. It's like you can't leave the premises of this town.
Gunnison, Colorado.
Okay.
Is that a real place, Aaron?
It is.
That's
grew
right.
up in
You're Colorado.
Fort Collins, Colorado. But Gunnison is like way far south. I don't think I've ever even been through it. It's just a mountain town.
Was it wiped off the face of the earth in 2004?
That's probably why I've never been there. But one thing I wanted to point out, once the Predator ship crashes with the new Predalien, and I guess they also had jars of actual like face huggers on the Predator ship. So it starts off with a cliche used in a lot of early sci-fi horror films, where there's the people in the woods, and then they see something crash, and they're like, "Oh, let's go investigate what crash landed." And this time it's a father and son who are on a hunting trip.
Yeah, and by the way, I was glad when this fucker got face hugged, because
Who, the father or the son?
Well, both. I was super psyched when the kid got it.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, me too. This movie's R-rated, and it's kind of a hard R, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You guys are right. I'm giving you a little bit of
Thank you. But yeah, the hunter we're introduced to them, and he's like teaching his kid to like shoot fawn, and they're adorable. And so fuck this guy.
I agree. I hate him.
I'm trying to think of what the earliest usage of that like
trope,
wandering around the woods trope, and then finding an alien. The earliest I could think of was the Blob, but I know.
Original Blob or 80s
Yeah, the
Blob?
original.
The original one.
Oh.
Steve McQueen. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I know Killer Clowns from Outer Space, The Borrower, Night Beast, Without Warning, Deadly Spawn, and there's probably a bunch of other ones that use that.
That's great. So yeah, they investigate. There's a spaceship, and and they get pretty baller deaths.
Yeah.
All right. So wait, then we're introduced to your friend and mine, Pizza Boy Ricky, right?
Johnny Lewis.
Yeah, Johnny Lewis. Oh, and by the way, another great TV actor, David Hornsby, a.k.a. Rickety Cricket from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
That's right.
as the manager of the pizza parlor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So this is my favorite part of the movie, before the aliens and predators show up, obviously. Like, come on, Hank. This is like a perfect movie for me, because it legitimately is just like the OC with predators and aliens.
And
Sorry, One Tree Hill.
Nah,
With Alien first.
I feel like it's maybe better than One Tree Hill, not as good as the OC.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe I could think of something that's in that range. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has to deliver a pizza, like 5 pizzas actually, and it's like $100.
It's a big order.
Yeah, to these 4 teens, one of which is a sexy blonde, who he's had a crush on for a while.
Yeah, she's a fucking teenager. Give me a break. Come on.
Oh, please, she's clearly 24.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. Whatever. Good. Then
Neither do I.
I can perv over her in comfort. And he's been into her for a while. It seems like they used to be friends, and now she started dating this Dickie kid, and Dale. So she invites him in, which leads to one of my favorite exchanges in the movie.
Oh my god. A very important exchange too. Like everything turns at this point.
Yeah, because they don't like this guy. They think he's like, he's a fag, like it's that kind of thing.
Right.
But they rip on him, and I gotta admit, this is a good comeback if you're a pizza delivery boy.
Yeah.
He says, "Guess I know who ordered the sausage lovers."
Oh yeah.
Oh baby!
Boom.
Bird.
Now that is good.
And
And then he went next door and killed an old lady and her dog.
Oh. No, then he tries
Too
to
soon, bro.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I don't care about the old lady, but that dog had it rough.
10 years.
It had it rough.
Oh!
Okay, so They follow him outside and kick his ass.
Like, really kick his ass.
Yeah, they
Come
kick
on.
and they throw his keys down the sewer.
That's a
See
real
if you can
movie.
find him in 30 minutes or less.
Asshole. Yeah, I know. And my favorite bit of ADR in the entire movie is they wanted to like hammer the point home. So just like as they're walking away in the background of the sound mix, you can hear one of them go, "Bitch."
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
was
Oh, I
great.
did hear that. That's right. Yeah,
It's so funny how it's like his cronies follow him out, and whenever they're walking together, they always have that same sort of
It's the same
mean girls sort of walk.
Yes,
where it's like,
yeah. It's Dale in the middle and them like trailing behind a little bit on either side.
Yeah, it's like a poor man's Biff and his cronies.
But at least Biff had more, and his cronies had a little bit more, panache.
That's what I said.
It reminded me
They're
more of Paris, Madeline, and Louise on the early seasons of Gilmore Girls.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay, Hank, or no, Aaron, continue the plot. You can do this better.
Okay,
than me.
so now
I'll
at
cover
this-
the teens. You cover the predators and aliens.
Okay.
I'll cover the coffee breaks.
So but yeah, before that whole exchange, it seems like the girl is like totally gonna be into what's his name in this Ricky, the delivery boy, because she's like, well, I'm about to fire him, and that comes back later. But
That's a clever euphemism for dumping someone.
yeah, exactly.
Very.
But I should mention this whole time between the weird like Gilmore Girl-ish sort of scenes, there's these like it cuts these random like set pieces where people are just getting torn to shreds by either aliens, predators, or predalien.
Yeah, it's
So
like
kinda
a
hard to
it's like a
linear
slasher
thing.
movie.
it
My
is.
theory is that they came up with all the concepts of all these deaths, and then they're like, oh shit, we gotta make a movie around this.
It's true, but
Yeah.
I will say the Predator is kind of treated as the hero of this movie.
Sure, but he wasn't.
But-
He was also in the prior movie.
I
as
guess,
well.
but I feel like that was more of a Predator movie. This is more of an Alien movie. Like we see the aliens a lot, and I do know the Predator skins the deputy sheriff in the woods.
Yeah.
That is like the one big Predator kill.
Yeah.
But
And he also rips out the chef's spinal cord.
Yeah.
that was baller.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Predator's
Yes.
fucking awesome, man. What a
So
great.
I'm not sure if we're gonna
creation.
ever keep this in a full linear order,
Well, we
but
don't
I
have
kind of
to.
want to talk about the diner scene. Like this is one of my favorite things about this movie is like there's these scenes will just pop in from almost out of nowhere, and they'll have this emotional heart to heart between two characters, and then one character will walk out a door and then like be like, oh shit, I forgot my keys. Walk in and then split second later, like they're getting their spine ripped out.
Are you talking about the
It's like-
diner chef?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the diner chef and the waitress, they're having a discussion about how they can't find the husband, and then it's like she walks back in like a minute later, and next thing you just see like, and then that's already terrifying enough. Then she turns around and there's an alien on the tracking her down.
And how quickly did that when that girl, the little girl, sees the alien outside, and then the parents come to comfort her. The dad's like has one of those moments you're talking about. Looks out a window, gets his ass handed to him, and how quickly did that mother and daughter like mourn his
Oh,
loss?
they're fine. They
are like,
survived
okay,
the
dad's
attack.
dead.
Well, yeah, that's another reason you can't talk about this movie linearly, because there's this whole other family off to the side that
Right.
we keep checking in on for no apparent reason.
Right.
And
Okay,
they-
so back to the sort of plot is okay. So after the pizza delivery people, then it comes to this.
Do you know
family
who the
where-
diner chef was offered to, by the way?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Bill Paxton, because they wanted him to be in the second part of all of the
Oh,
franchises.
that would've been cool.
Yeah.
That would have bumped it up a star for me.
Do you know who else was offered a role in this movie?
Gary Busey.
No, they wanted Adam Baldwin to reprise his role from Predator 2.
Oh, I did read that.
And by
Yeah,
the way, if Adam Baldwin is turning you down, you're in trouble.
you are in trouble. You are in trouble because he's not making My Bodyguard 2.
He was
Well,
probably,
hey,
he was
let's
probably
not-
on
let's not
Chuck
speak
at the
too
time.
soon.
No, My Bodyguard 2 was... Oh, my God, I could pull this out of my ass.
The Kevin Costner movie?
No, they actually were going to make a My Bodyguard 2, and they, like, the script was around for a long time. It was like this sort of hidden, like, John Hughes script that never got made. And they eventually adapted it into the Owen Wilson film Drill Bit Taylor.
Oh.
Didn't he, like, have to check into some counseling because of, like, the suicidal thoughts after
that was right around that time.
Well, if I made Drill Bit Taylor, I would too.
Saw it in theaters, guys. Saw it in theaters.
You're a piece of work.
Okay. So the family.
So yeah, then what was it? Kelly is coming home from the Iraq War.
We can assume. Yeah,
Who cares?
It's 2007.
Yeah.
Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Right. And so she comes back to her daughter and husband. The husband who we just spoke about, how they don't really
because the mission has been accomplished. Sorry.
Yeah, the war is over. I mean, by then, so that was that.
But this is one of those things I remember hearing somewhere, like a discussion about like what in movies how they struggle to create strong female characters. They can't differentiate strong female characters from like strong women or whatever. Where it's like, of course, they have to make her like an or a military person. She just can't be like a strong female character.
Predators has the same problem, by the way.
I agree. But when she has her homecoming, they have kind of like a really, really weak example of Chekhov's gun, where she like hands the daughter, or the daughter finds
get night vision goggles.
Night vision goggles, and I'm thinking this is totally going to pay off. It's going to help them like get like escape some dark things. But no, they just use it later as like, oh, I'm looking out the window randomly, I see an alien, and then like immediately dead.
Yeah, Chekhov's night vision goggles.
I gotta tell you something. You guys actually might disagree with me on this. In fact, I'm almost positive you will. One of the two things of the movie I liked, related to that, was I actually thought that the cinematography was kind of good.
Oh, I think a lot of things in this film looked good. Like a lot of
I guess I wasn't expecting it to look good, and it did look good.
It makes sense because the brothers Strauss are known for visual effects.
Well,
so of course
but I'm not crediting
that's where
them.
all their attention goes to is making sure it at least kind of looks decent. And they got a lot of the original creative monster makers from the original Predator.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, like I know they got what was it?
You can hear Aaron reaching back to get his notes.
Yeah. Was Stan Winston back?
No way. I think he was dead by then, right?
But Steve Wang, who worked on the original Creatures, his production company was in charge of helping making the aliens.
You mean Wang Productions?
Wang Chung?
No.
Come on, Wang.
Wangco?
Come on, Wang. But like him and
Big Trouble in Little China reference for Aaron.
Yeah.
Come on, Wang.
Him and Screaming Mad George worked on the first Predator, and then Steve Wang came back from this. But then you'll know both those guys from I think they both did Reanimator and Gremlins 2, or at least Steve Wang worked on Monster Squad, Hell Comes to Frogtown, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Gremlins 2, Devil's Advocate, Bicentennial Man, Blade Trinity, and he directed Guyver 1 and 2, which
What the fuck is that?
It's a fun sci-fi film where they actually reuse the same monster that they were going to use in the first Predator, but they passed on. But now I'm getting a little bit too...
No, I'm with you, dude. How good is Night Comes to Frogtown? I love that you mentioned that one.
Whoa. Hell Comes to
Excuse me, you're right. We do have correct titles.
And correct titles.
Yeah.
That is my favorite... Oh, shit, no, hold on.
Your
I was going to say my
movie?
favorite Roddy Piper film, but no.
No, you gotta go They Live, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Close second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Roddy Piper died on my birthday, and I watched They Live in memory.
I met Roddy Piper on an airplane to Florida when I was a little kid, and he gave me his autograph.
Oh, that's nice.
Him and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Ooh.
He was an asshole. He was an asshole. I'll never forget it. He was in character on an airplane.
That's what you want. He's a heel.
Yeah, but Piper, sweetest guy alive.
Because he's a baby face.
Yeah.
You might
Bad or
say
bad?
you might say that Rowdy Roddy Piper was the Predator and the Anvil was the aliens.
You might say that.
Yeah. Ooh, how about Predator versus aliens on a plane? That'd be good.
Ooh. Coming up
I'm
next.
sick of these motherfucking aliens and predators on this motherfucking plane.
Saw that in theaters too.
Yeah. Oh man, Aaron and I knew you during this period. Why didn't we stop you from doing these things?
Well,
You were unstoppable.
I was, and now I don't go to theaters ever.
Ever. Yeah, and I go all the time.
I know.
Well, we're kind of running out of time.
I know. We really are.
Sure, all we do is just say the plot, basically yada yada yada, aliens fighting predators, and then just get more into this.
Oh, and we got a reprise of the Get to the Chopper line.
Yeah, but
yes.
it's that fella, who played Mark Furman on the People versus OJ. So, Get to the Chopper isn't an inherently interesting line. It's interesting when it's Get to the Chopper. This is just like some random white guy going, Get to the Chopper!
That line was for all the pred heads out there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I just came up with that. That was pretty good.
Pred heads.
Oh,
I
God.
do say so myself. By the way, I don't know if you want to do this before we get into Predators or later at the very, very end. Probably at the end. We do have to do rankings.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay, just reminding. I just want to point out that I did like the music because it was a mashup of Aliens, the James Horner score, and the Predator music, and I thought this guy did a pretty good job.
Yeah, legit good.
And they actually used all of the same special effects sounds for the aliens and predators. Literally used them from the previous films.
Mm-hmm.
Which one interesting thing for aliens, the sound of the actual alien being shot to death is a sound of an baby elephant and a peacock together.
Shot to death?
No, that's where they got the sound effect from. Was James Cameron tied up a peacock and a baby elephant and then shot them.
Okay. I thought maybe it was Don Trump Jr. on Safari and he was shooting.
Oh, listen to you. Yeah,
I guess they were getting
talk about a guy
effects.
who should get face hugged.
Oh, fucking A. By the way, quick political point. Daniel prognosticated something 2 weeks ago that came in. He jokingly said that Ben Carson should be the director of HUD because he's urban, and it fucking happened.
Yeah, I called
it
that
one. It fucking happened. I can't even... All right.
You might be a psychic, Dan.
Thank you.
Well, if you want to wrap up this movie...
You might be a redneck if you've got a working TV on top of a non-working TV.
Jeff...
Right before we end, I just want to point out.
You don't have to. I mean, I don't care.
I've got more to say.
A couple more scenes.
Go ahead.
Because I think actually doing it plot wise is just let's forget about it. Let's just go to different scenes.
You covered it. Yeah.
One scene that made me laugh unintentionally was when the maternity ward when the doctor there's a woman who just of course goes into labor right when all this stuff is happening.
Oh, that place is a hellhole.
The doctor leaves. And then a second later, a predalien comes back, and then immediately in the back of my head, I was thinking the line should have been, "Wait, you're not my normal doctor."
That's great. That doctor who leaves is that girl from Battlestar Galactica. Yeah.
She left to become a Cylon.
Yeah, that's right.
This story makes no fucking sense in this movie.
Every scene was just an excuse to have some more brutal set pieces. That's the first time I've ever seen a.
Can I say my favorite line from the movie? My favorite line.
I'll say mine after you.
When they're in the army tank / whatever you call those things.
Yeah, they're riding around a tank at the end of this movie. It's baller.
Yeah. One of them is they're trying to convince, we'll go to the center of the city. No, we'll go to the hospital. And the government, blah, blah, blah. And the one woman, with all due seriousness, says, "That's crazy. The government doesn't lie."
Yes.
That was good.
Not meant for laughs.
And leading up to that scene where the what is it, CIA guy or whatever, is like giving the sheriff instructions. He does that like pause. He's like, "You go to the center of town. We'll pick you up there."
Yeah, couldn't.
And then
be
he
more
looks at the
sinister.
screen and he goes, "What the hell are you?" When he sees the picture of the
Yeah,
aliens, which is a callback to Predator,
Good
as
call.
we remember.
Yeah.
Good call back.
Yeah, that scene was a real like God help us all.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, obviously not involving predators or aliens, was the scene where the hot girl Jessie and Pizza Boy Ricky met up at the school pool.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And she starts taking them clothes off, and she's like,
God.
"Listen, I couldn't pick a bikini, so I wore a different top and a different bottom. You choose." And so basically, she's asking him like, "Which do you want to see first, my buobs or my bush?"
Right.
And
right.
well, although probably none there, but but then like her ex-boyfriend Dale
Oh
comes
my
in
God.
with those friends.
What
and
a cock blocker.
and oh my God, this guy comes in with the line, because they're kissing at this point,
Yeah.
and he goes, "You like kissing her? I taught this little slut everything she knows."
Nice.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
well,
like
that made me
that.
think too, because the female character, like she was obviously not what Jessie. She was not very well written, and
Oh no.
surprise, surprise. And that line first struck me the way that you were saying it, like it's like, oh, that's not everything she knows. But then I was thinking, maybe I'm watching it all wrong. Maybe she is actually not as stupid as she seems in the script. Maybe she's a feral child, and he literally taught her everything she knows.
Ooh, she's like Nell.
I would
Yeah.
Say that.
So now I suddenly have a new sense of sympathy for Dale and his
point.
cronies.
He's very upset because he's like, I taught her everything.
He
like how
taught
to
her
speak,
so much, and now she's abandoning him for some
taught her
pizza
how to
boy.
swim. Yeah. Oh, and we got a reprise of these
Wait,
swimming
you
aliens.
think I'm done with that scene? No, I am. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
we got an alien resurrection thing going on there because of the swimming aliens. Remember that?
Yeah,
For a split second, it becomes Jaws. Like once Dale's character decides, him and his cronies are all like, "Oh, it's time to start beating up Pizza Boy Ricky again." They push him into the pool, and because naturally the best place to have a fist fight is in a pool.
Sure.
Predator saves
And
his ass.
Yeah, Predator's the hero. I know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, in the script, to yet again another weird script thing, they called his character the cleaner predator, so to speak,
Yeah,
the predator who
yeah.
flies down to clean up all the messes. They nickname him Wolf in the script
Yeah.
as a reference to Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, the cleaner. Right, Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
That's Shane
Pretty pleased.
Salerno with a little bit of envy.
Pretty
Yeah.
pleased with sugar on top. Yeah, clean the fucking cough.
I wish he was actually played by Harvey Keitel. That would have been awesome.
That would have been great. I love you
In a Predator
comparing
suit.
that scene to Jaws, by the way. That's very kind. I would say more Orca, or maybe even Deep Rising.
Yeah.
Orca. Oh, Richard Harris's finest moment.
Sure. What else?
right.
What else do I have? I have so much about this movie. Hey, can I just say, good for the Predator. Because the aliens had the home field advantage. The Predator must hate Colorado. He likes warm weather.
That's true.
Very true. He likes, as you pointed out, unseasonably warm weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
even
Colorado
cold.
gets some warm weather, right, Aaron?
Yeah, but you could tell it was kind of chilly there because remember the hunter and his son were wearing the jackets.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Although it's like a place like Colorado, like up in the mountains, I don't think would be the best place for sewer people.
Also,
By the way, there's sewer people in this movie.
Also, why would the Predators, from their vantage point, from when they have their board meetings and everything, why do they just send one guy down? Like, it seems like a bigger job. Like, send a few. You know,
Yeah,
like
don't
I was
send
wondering,
Wolf.
like, this poor
Budget
Predator.
issues. We don't know what's going on with their government. Maybe there's budget issues. They can only afford to send one predator down.
Yeah, maybe
we find out
elected the wrong guy.
We find out in Predators that there's a civil war.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
That's right.
But the one thing that kind of pissed me off about the Predator in this. So Predator throughout the whole series so far, like more or less, has some sort of like honor or nobility. Like they hunt. They seem to only hunt people with weapons. They normally are they go just for the hunt. They're not just like random killers. Although in this, like, he takes time in his cleaning to just randomly rip some people's spines out or
he was going through withdrawal.
No.
You should stick to the task at hand. Clean up, bro. And if you could grab a few skulls on your way out, do
but isn't everybody he kills still wielding some sort of weapon?
The chef, he killed the well, I guess.
Yes, the chef
cooking knife.
Butcher knife.
Yeah.
The chef.
He grabbed a plastic
killed the
diner
chef.
Fork. He grabbed a plastic diner fork, and the Predator was like,
Something out of Clue the movie.
Either that or he saw that spine, he's like, oh, I got to get that spine.
Yeah. Stay on point, Predator.
All right, should we wrap this? Oh, wait, so it ends, the town gets nuked off the face of the earth, and Dallas, the kid, and the military lady survive.
And Dallas's brother.
Oh, that's right. Johnny Lewis does survive, though not in life. Yeah.
No. And they deliver the Predator's weapon to Yutani, and he says, here's the weapon, and she goes, this isn't ready for our world, and he said, maybe it's not for our world, or some shit like that.
I love that scene because, it's obviously setting up Alien.
Something that never happens.
But
I gotta say, for a split second, I almost thought that when the camera panned up, it was going to be Tommy Lee Jones opening up the briefcase, adding a further tie-in to Men in Black.
I will say that in a post-Marvel Cinematic Universe world, that scene for sure would have taken place after the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, but as it stands, it's just a stinger. All right, so that's it. Aliens vs. Predator Requiem by the Brothers Strauss. What are we giving it?
I'm giving it
I'll start.
1?
Yep.
All right.
Aaron? Give it a 2-star.
I'm giving it a good, solid 3.
Fucking nuts. That'll only really piss me off if we come to the next movie, and you know what I'm going to say. So we'll see.
Okay. Well,
but wait, MVP, LVP.
Oh,
quickly.
Good point. Aaron.
So I guess my LVP. I guess I have to change it now to Ricky after I heard that he killed that old woman's dog.
Okay.
He was kind of in the bottom tier to begin with. I guess MVP would go to the Predator for being, I don't know, special effects in general.
You could do that. That's fine.
Right.
I'll say the special effects because that's the only redeeming thing.
The Brothers Strauss getting the MVP.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. All right.
That'll probably be the only time that they'll get the MVP for me.
Since you gave the movie the highest rating of the three of us, Dan, we did a 1, 2, 3 here.
Yeah.
You go last.
Okay.
My LVP is Shane Salerno.
The screenwriter. Okay.
Yeah, the screenwriter, because he just, I mean, what the fuck was this? And MVP was...
Yeah, he'll go cry about that LVP on a pile of money somewhere.
Yep, for sure. My MVP was easy for me, very easy, because I love this actor, and it's John Ortiz, the sheriff.
Sure, he's very good.
He's great.
Yeah.
You?
I'm going to go with MVP. Ooh, I haven't really thought about this. I'm sorry. MVP, you got to give it to Ricky the Pizza Boy.
Ooh, do you?
Yeah, you do. You really do.
Okay.
LVP... I'm going to go with the dad that gets killed, the guy from True Blood. I don't like that guy. I didn't like him on True Blood either.
All right, now before we go to Predators, Dan, you had asked me, I know we're okay on time here.
Not great.
Well, whatever. It's a special episode.
It's not.
Yeah, you asked me to remind you to tell Nathaniel's Predator 2 story.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have time for that?
I can fit it in. Yeah, I meant to tell this on the last episode. You heard Nathaniel Safran, our good buddy, on the Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions episode of the podcast. And his classic Predator 2 story is he owns no DVDs, basically. Like, he only owns Planet Earth and Predator 2.
Okay.
I own
Makes
Planet
sense.
Earth.
Yeah, and the night he bought Predator 2, he was going out, like, bar hopping with a friend afterwards, and he thought it would be funny to just continually go up to girls and ask them if they wanted to come back to his place and watch Predator 2 with him. And he would hold up the DVD in their face and ask them.
Huh.
And,
So of course it worked, right?
yes.
This guy must have gotten mad late.
No, that's the end of the story, is it worked.
What?
Amazing.
Yeah, he asked like a bunch of girls. They all said, like, laughed or said no or whatever. And then one girl said yes, and he brought her back to his place. And then they dated for a little bit.
My
Yeah.
hero.
I know.
My hero.
Yes, that's Nathaniel's Predator 2 story.
Nice.
I will say before we get into Predators that in doing my research, I discovered an upcoming sequel, and the second it comes out, we are covering it.
What's that?
I am talking about the upcoming Cop and a Half 2, starring Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, Aaron, you want to come back for that one?
Are you aware of Cop and a Half 1?
Me? Of
Broke
course.
up a little bit there.
Oh,
Burt Reynolds.
Cop and a Half 2, Aaron.
Yes, Burt Reynolds.
No, Bert's not back. Lou Diamond Phillips is taking his spot.
Jaleel White.
Stop it. We're doing that.
Gary Coleman.
Hank, we are doing that the second it comes out.
Emmanuel Lewis.
All right. Predators by Nimrod Antal.
Hungarian man.
Yeah.
Did one movie I
Green
really
Day
liked
album.
besides this.
I've seen one of his movies too.
And I liked it a lot. Vacancy.
You liked
yeah.
that movie?
A lot of people liked that movie.
I saw it in theaters and hated it.
Really?
I didn't like it, but I
I thought it was
didn't
cool.
hate it.
I'll tell you what. I saw that movie in theaters and they let in a bunch of underage kids in that movie, and I was so bored with the movie that I got like invested in the drama happening with the little teens in the audience. That was way better. And a light
nice.
came on halfway through the movie, and no one bothered to go out and tell anybody.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder you didn't like it. You weren't even paying attention.
I was paying attention. It was terrible.
Okay.
It was also written by Alex Litvak and Michael Finch. Ironically, the writers, one of them wrote the Paul W.S. Anderson Three Musketeers remake.
Wait, they wrote Vacancy or they wrote this?
They wrote this.
Okay.
Obviously, heavily produced, like closely watched and observed by Robert Rodriguez,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your favorite.
my favorite.
2010 Predators, by the way.
I was about to get there. July 9th, 2010, summer release. The
I
heart of
remember when it
summer.
came out, I had no interest.
Me too. I waited till DVD on this one.
Me too.
I think I might have actually seen this one in theaters. Screw
Did
you
you?
guys.
I do remember appreciating the title.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
when they announced there was going to be a new Predator movie called Predators, I thought that was kind of sweet.
Yeah, and that's kind of their own reference to like aliens. So
Mhm.
they're kind of
Mhm.
presupposing this as like the official sequel to Predator.
I love that too. This series is so fucking ridiculous because
Yeah.
like the AVP movies like take two into account, but like only kind of, and then this one says the AVP movies never even happened, and by that account neither did the second one.
That's
this
right.
is just a sequel to the first one. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's-
no continuity in the Predator franchise.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
And then when they reboot it next year, that supposedly, I think that might acknowledge
Yes.
the first one.
No, that's acknowledging the first two and ignoring Predators. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, the budget is $40 million. The box office is 127.2. You know, it's
about the same.
made its money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it more than made its money back, dude.
It wasn't a hit though. I feel like they wanted.
Come on.
No, that's not a hit. And there's a reason
Dan.
there's a reason they're rebooting this franchise.
I know, Dan, but I mean, you know, not everything has got to be $400 million to be
Now
a hit.
it does.
All right.
It was number 65 on the box office list for that year, sandwiched right in between Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps, and Hot Tub Time Machine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Point taken. However, I loved Wall Street 2. Never saw Hot Tub Time
Two
Machine.
franchises we should cover on this podcast.
Well, we are going to do Wall Street, right, with your buddy?
Oh, yeah, we are going to do Wall Street with Eric Nelson, hopefully.
Yeah.
This was originally pitched by Robert Rodriguez post Predator 2, while Rodriguez was making Desperado.
Hmm.
How about that? And then
I
they
didn't know that.
unearthed that lost masterpiece script and made Predators with added rip-offs of Lost.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through the entire cast and tell you which character they're ripping off in Lost? Because I can.
Oh, who cares? Yeah.
Okay, so listen, Henry, you know I did not like this movie at all the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
And you were nervous about me rewatching it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay, good.
All right.
That's all I wanted.
I'll tell you what, I was clouded the first time because Adrian Brody is giving one of the worst performances I've ever seen in a mainstream film. I say film.
That's going pretty far.
No, it is not. It's fucking not. He's
I think
horrible.
he makes a very poor decision in trying to be Christian Bale as Batman.
We gotta get these predators.
Yeah, very bad idea. But I didn't think besides him talking, it was...
Yeah, besides every line delivery, he was good. Yeah. No.
Some of his line deliveries are okay, like when they shoot Topher Grace out of a tree and he goes, "It was taking too long." I thought that was funny.
Now let's find a way off this fucking planet.
He is not the worst performance in this movie, my
nope,
friend.
that's Lawrence Fishburne. But
you're fucking A.
No, but Lawrence Fishburne's on screen for 5 minutes.
And
Adrian Brody is the star of this movie. Adrian Brody is the star of this movie more than Arnold Schwarzenegger is the star of the original Predator.
Lawrence Fishburne took this movie down a star for me, a whole star.
Really?
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Racist.
He almost derails the entire film for me.
He does derail it. That's where the movie loses me, and it kind of never gets me back.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I bet you weren't expecting me to say that.
Yeah, I wasn't. But
Yeah.
I was a little bit, like, I was super skeptical for, like, the first 10 minutes, and then I got on board a little bit. So basically,
Yeah, do you want to tell the plot real quick?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
It is easy, which I like. It's pretty...
That's what I like.
Yeah, it's pretty succinct. It's a group of predators. No, but like humans, like
Opening, falling out of the fucking
they're
sky.
falling out of
awesome
with
Awesome.
parachutes on. Yeah, and they end up in a forest.
Let's call it a jungle.
Listen. It's the lost beginning, okay?
Of course.
It's the lost beginning.
Okay.
Adrian Brody wakes up in the woods, and then he sees there's a lot of chaos happening around him. He's Jack Shepherd, and then he goes to find everybody, and they figure out, oh, where are we? As Charlie said at the end of the Lost pilot. And
you want to just do this part yourself, Dan, and have Aaron and me sit out?
No, it's fine.
For fuck's sake.
And so basically what we've got here, it turns out they're on the Predator's home planet, right? Or at least or at least a nature preserve that's been set up by the Predators to hunt. And so they have to find their way through these woods, and they keep seeing weird things, and they realize something is wrong, and that leads to the best part of the movie, when they cross a horizon and they see a skyline that they don't recognize, featuring other close by planets and shit.
Fucking cool, man.
And that's an amazing reveal, and it pans across, and it's really majestic, and the score is great. And then all of a sudden, you're completely taken out of it because Adrian Brody goes, "We're gonna need a new plan." You know, Adrian Brody.
Impression.
Yeah, because you know who I'm doing an impression of? Adrian Brody in this movie sounds like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and that works.
I agree.
That works in a fucking PlayStation game, but I'm sorry, it doesn't work in your Predator movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I got over it. There were enough other cool actors in it that I didn't really.
Well, that's the thing. I wasn't able to get over it the first time I watched this movie. This time, I had to put it aside and try to watch the movie on its merits.
Okay. All right.
This movie did kind of feel a little video gamey. Like everyone landed with their own signature set of weapons.
It's true. Yeah.
Adrian Brody had the automatic shotgun.
Well, that's because they were all
Isabel had the sniper rifle, and then Chauffeur had a scalpel.
Yeah. The Russian guy has that like giant fucking thing. He's like that guy with the tank in Metal Gear Solid.
Painless.
Yeah.
He had Old Painless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny Trejo.
He's there because Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have enough screen time, in my opinion.
I agree.
I
wouldn't have killed him first. I would not have killed him first.
I also believe that Masar Shaha Ali died too soon. I'm a big fan of that.
I agree with that
actor.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Oscar contention right now, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. For Moonlight.
Oh.
Yeah, he's. People are saying he might get the Best Actor nom. He's having
always liked that guy.
He's having a big year. He's great on House of Cards. He's great as the villain Coppermouth in Luke Cage.
Or Cottonmouth.
I said that. Oh, what did I say? Coppermouth?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Cottonmouth. You're right.
We're not there yet. That's superhero count, but yeah.
Oh, good point. Yeah. And yeah, if this plot's not ripping off Lost, it is ripping off Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. The obvious action figure tie-in from the 80s, in which all the superheroes and all the supervillains all of a sudden experienced a flash of light and were taken away to another planet to fight.
So back to the movie.
I don't see the connection.
No?
Okay, yeah, back to the movie.
Go ahead.
Okay. Did you guys did you like or dislike the obvious homages to the first movie? Like, did you think it was too heavy-handed with that, ripping off, or just lightly done and
Didn't care.
Cool? Didn't care. How about you, Aaron?
For the most part, it was pretty benign. Like it was fine. Like after the AVPR references, like these didn't seem quite as forced.
Yeah.
But that should just be me.
Sure.
Yeah. I liked the different terrain that they were covering in there. I liked when they got to that patch of like water and on. I thought it was very beautifully shot. I liked the
parts of it were. I really loved the samurai fight scene at the end.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looked really beautiful. I thought they captured that Kurosawa look really well.
That was awesome, and that was obviously an homage to the Billy death.
Exactly, and this time we finally get to see a sword fight.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I liked that there were 3 different Predators. I liked the deaths of all 3. I liked everything up until Mr. Fishburne.
I will say, you say the movie looks beautiful. It is missing a depth that I wish it had.
That's interesting. What, like too many close shots, or
no?
Like depth of perception?
Yeah, depth of perception more than anything else.
I'm sorry, depth of field. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, good call. And part of that is because, I mean, part of the reason Predator, the original, looks so beautiful is because they shot it in a remote jungle.
Right.
And this, they didn't because...
well, they shot some of it in
they shot some of it in Hawaii, but listen, Henry, Robert Rodriguez is of the belief that no movie could be made better... Every movie ever can be made better by shooting in a soundstage in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
He shoots in his own soundstage at Troublemaker Studios because
Yeah.
he's a real iconoclast.
I'm trying to figure out if there is a Robert Rodriguez film I like. I feel like there's a couple.
The Faculty.
Desperado?
The Faculty is his best movie.
The Faculty?
I like Desperado. I like The Faculty. I liked Planet Terror.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Planet Terror was a lot of fun.
The
And I never
Adventures of
saw.
What?
I never saw El Mariachi.
It's okay.
Oh, El Mariachi's good, but it's flawed because it was his first film and he had
It was
like
$5,000.
a shoestring budget.
Yeah, I like the look of it though. It's interesting.
So
And-
is your thing with Rodriguez the same thing with Inarritu, where it's just like you don't really like the guy as much?
I think that's true, and I think like Inarritu, at a certain point he fell off a cliff. Because I think the most important question is, what was the last good Robert Rodriguez movie?
From Dusk Till Dawn, I liked.
That's
that was
1996.
Yeah. Is it also because you don't like Mexicans?
Machete Kills was pretty fun.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that. Yeah.
I thought it was stupid fun.
Did you like The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D?
Didn't see it.
I didn't see that one. What about Sin City? What do you guys think about Sin City?
I'm kind of okay with the first one.
I hate him.
Okay.
I know you hate those.
Second one, fell short in my opinion, but I actually genuinely liked the first one.
But Dan also doesn't like Mexican filmmakers.
Oh my God, that's not true at all.
I was joking.
I love Alfonso Cuarón.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Children of Men, huh?
I'm not a big fan of that one, but I love a lot of his movies.
No, I know. He's not Mexican. He's a Spanish.
Is that true?
I think so.
always thought he was Mexican.
Actually, boy, I don't know. You could be right.
All right.
I
Oh,
can't.
you guys are gonna get a lot of letters now.
Yeah.
Now I'm
we
the one who
won't.
looks like an idiot.
All right.
Anyway, back to the movie Predators. Come on.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Austin,
Talk to me.
Texas's Predators. I'll tell you. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the cast because this is a well put together cast.
I
And
agree.
Yeah.
other than Adrian Brody and Lawrence Fishburne, the cast is what kept me going in this thing.
Sure.
Because we already mentioned Danny Trejo and Master Shaha Ali,
Yeah.
but we've also got some real contenders here. Fucking Walton Goggins, baby.
Yeah.
Playing,
Oh, how did we even? Yeah, I love that guy. We all love
playing
that.
Lost's Sawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Cuarón is indeed Mexican. Yes.
Thank you. Master Shaha Ali is Mr. Echo. Walton Goggins from The Shield and Justified, currently on the great underrated Vice Principals.
Oh, love
Yes. Yeah.
He plays like the FBI's most wanted. He's the guy that was like going to be executed later this week, and he is just running through this movie. He's like, because it's an early role for him. He had done The Shield. I think Justified had maybe just started.
it. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he'd been around for a while.
Well, he'd been around for a while, but I think this was like a big role for him.
Sure, sure.
And I think he's like taking it by the fucking horns.
He
Yeah.
certainly is when he looks at Alice Braga and says, "Your ass is awesome."
Yeah. And in the best scene of the movie, when they're taking a little rest, and he turns to
Oh my
Topher Grace and
Yeah.
says the following:
Yes.
"If I ever get home, I'm gonna do so much fucking cocaine. I'm gonna rape so many fine bitches. What time is it? 5 o'clock? Time to go rape me some fine bitches." Know what I'm saying?
Which is
And
followed
Topher
by
replies. Yeah.
And what does he say?
Oh yeah.
Topher Grace.
5 o'clock.
bitch
raping
raping time. Yeah.
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 Which is played, which is also directed very well because the Topher Grace then goes and sit next to his Russian buddy.
Who says,
And
don't talk to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Really good.
I know.
Yeah.
loved everyone in the movie.
And
Except-
Topher
Yeah.
Grace, by the way,
Oh, excellent.
one of the
Yeah.
most underused actors in Hollywood. I'm totally serious about this. I can't for the life of me fathom why Topher Grace hasn't had a big career.
I only know
Yeah.
him really from like what Traffic and I don't
that
even
70s show.
know no other movies, right? Like big
No, he
movies.
was in
No,
Spider-Man.
He's been in
Oh,
stuff.
I'm getting to that.
He was
Yeah.
in Good Company. You know, he's been in stuff. I see him pop up. I saw him in something earlier this year, actually. But I mean,
He
not
is good.
enough. Like this
He
is
is
a
good.
guy who should be starring in shit. Like, how did he not have the career of a Tobey Maguire or even a Michael Cera?
Or a Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree on the Grace.
Yeah. Anyone else you want to flag up?
Yeah. I liked Louis Ozawa as the Japanese Yakuza guy. I thought he was cool.
He doesn't have a lot
I mean-
to do,
Yeah,
but he's all right.
No, he doesn't have anything to say, but he's just got great body language, and he's just got a presence. that's really
Truth.
cool.
Truth is the thing I saw him in.
Oh, okay.
Topher Grace. Sorry, going back.
Oh, right.
He was in that-
And he's in that other Robert Redford film, which wasn't that great, but with
The Calling, that one?
no,
What's
the
that?
one where Robert Redford plays the underground weatherman. That's came out a couple years ago.
I have
Topher Grace
no
plays a
idea what
reporter.
you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever.
And he was in Interstellar for a little bit.
He was?
Yeah, I think so.
Remember that?
But yeah, I mean, he gets work, but I just think he should be huge, and I don't understand why he's not.
Yeah, not a lot of starring roles.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No.
Japanese guy. Everyone's good though. The Russian guy, I don't know that actor's name, but he's fantastic.
He's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, well, he's
makes sense.
the Saeed of the film, and Topher Grace playing Charlie.
And even Alice Braga's character is at
Very
least better
Kate.
developed than the first Predators.
And
female
she gets
character.
to tell the story of the 23 years ago. How
Which I enjoyed.
So did I. Harkens back to Schwartzy.
Yeah,
telling
sorry,
us-
I interrupted. Yeah, she basically tells the plot of the first movie.
Which
Yeah.
between her and Adrian Brody, they basically narrate this whole film. Like Adrian
Yeah,
Brody, I
true.
think might be psychic in this film because the smallest thing will happen. Like he'll find like a broken twig and be like, "We must be on a hunting preserve, but
Yeah,
from
you're
aliens."
right. He is
Oh.
very.
He's omniscient in this movie.
Yeah, he is. You're right. There's too much of that. Yeah. He seems. I mean, he's a mercenary, so I get a little bit of that, but I don't think there's any way he could be that fucking good because.
Yeah, but he's also Adrian fucking Brody. And if you want me to be intimidated by Adrian Brody, sorry, not gonna happen. I am never going to see Vladislav Spielman as an imposing figure.
He sits down with a piano in the middle of the jungle. But listen, I thought that was one of the.
You're no
cooler things.
mercenary Jew nose. Sorry, I'm allowed to say that. I'm Jewish.
That is my favorite line of the last 4 weeks. You're no mercenary, Jew nose.
Oh, he's no mercenary, but he is banned from Saturday Night Live.
Yes, he certainly is. That's one of
Oh,
my
why
favorite
was that
things about
again?
him.
Why was that again?
Because he
Go ahead.
like when he was introducing the musical guests,
Toots
what
and the
was it?
Maytals.
Yeah, and he
They
did
were
it.
a reggae
No,
act.
I thought it was Sean Paul.
No, it was Toots and the Maytals. They were a reggae act at the time.
I remember.
Yeah, but then he did this really bad like Jamaican impression, and then he announced him as something else, like
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sean John or something like that. He
kept
completely
saying, "Protect your neck, man. Protect your
Oh,
neck."
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he
no.
didn't tell anyone he was going to do it. And Lorne Michaels was pissed.
So he's banned for life?
He'll never be allowed to host again.
Wow. You don't fuck with Lorne Michaels, man.
No, only like 4 people are banned from Saturday Night Live for life.
Oh,
Like,
there's a ton.
no,
Yeah,
there's
oh, I like
not.
that for life.
It's like Sinead O'Connor and him.
Oh, ripping up the Pope. What about Andrew Dice Clay and Steven Seagal?
Yeah, Seagal, I know for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine
Well-
with me.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones, but I can't think of many off the top of my head.
We gotta
what's
get
his name?
to
Elvis Costello was actually banned for a while because he
Because
did
of that thing.
did radio,
Right.
but then they brought him back and it was all cool.
All right, we need to wrap up soon, so talk about the movie.
Well, let's just get to the worst part of the movie because the rest of it's awesome, in my opinion, and I want our viewers to watch it.
Well, can I just say like my one other like just a couple things from before we get to Lawrence Fishburne?
You're the timekeeper. You tell me.
Okay. There's the spiky little boars, which I did not care for.
Unnecessary.
Which
I liked having like other creatures and
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, they were the polar bears in my Lost analog. Okay. I enjoyed when they used Topher Grace as bait. And they and they shot the thing at the last second, and then Topher Grace turns to them and goes, "Fuck all of you!"
Yeah. Well, here's a little tidbit about that scene. That creature that was chasing him was actually the original Predator design they used for Predator before they changed it.
I didn't know that.
That's fascinating.
So that was the dog-like looking thing they were going to do?
Exactly. They revamped it a little bit, but that essentially was the same. That was like sort of their homage to the first Predator that they
didn't look great. They made the right choice.
Yeah, they did.
Pretty generic looking creature.
And if it didn't look good now, imagine how bad it would have looked in '87. So
yeah,
wow.
With Van Damme at the helm.
Yeah. If Nimrod Antal couldn't pull it off, no one could.
There you go.
All right. So Lawrence Fishburne, you seem to have a bone to pick with this. He's our Desmond for you lost heads out there. Go ahead, Henry.
Look, I don't want to pick on him too bad because I already picked on him in The Matrix. And
I was pretty nice to him, so I feel fine about this.
All right, good. He was also in Man of Steel, but I don't think I picked on him then. I think we praised him.
Especially in Dawn of Justice, we thought he was a really good Perry White.
Yeah, but I almost feel like he was in another thing that we covered where he wasn't good. But anyway, I think that part of the movie, when they meet up with a survivor on that planet, the lone survivor who has been able to live for many seasons on this planet by surviving.
Guys, I'm the lone survivor. Sorry.
Right. Nice.
That was a great Fishburne impression.
Thank you.
Better. I like that part of the movie, but Lawrence Fishburne just hams it up so badly that it just derails everything, and it's just too long. And like Dan said earlier, it didn't for me, but I could see where a viewer would be like, "Oh, is this where we're going to make the climax?" And he's just awful, and
he goes full crazy in this.
I just don't get it. He's a good actor, but man, sometimes he makes choices I do not understand. So that's all really I got to say about that. It
just grinds the movie to a halt.
Halt.
This thing is a fun action thrill ride. The whole fun of it is like seeing interesting wildlife and like creatures and shit. It even made me jump at one point when they find that predator strung up and you think it's dead and then it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fun movie, and then all of a sudden, they're just in this dark room. It reminded me of, and it's not nearly as good as this, but you know the bit in War of the Worlds where all of a sudden they're in a basement with Tim Robbins?
Love that.
And I like that part, but it's like, imagine that, but without any interest.
Yeah, I agree.
You just don't fucking give a shit. You're just, please give me a fucking Predator, for God's sake.
I agree.
And then when the Predator shows up, it's not that great, and everyone dies in pretty quick succession. Goggins gets his spine ripped out, which is pretty sweet.
Pretty cool, yeah.
But then we're left with, Topher Grace, who's great, but Alice Braga, who's only okay, and Adrian Brody, who's a nightmare. And that's it.
Yeah.
And the last Predator is the worst character design of any of the Predators.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I don't know what. He's a Predator. He's got a big underbite. That's it.
Oh, I actually liked it.
Wait, are you talking about the helmet-wise or like face-wise? Because when he takes out the mask, he's got the even bigger.
I liked it. I liked his unmasking. I thought it was cool. I thought he looked different enough that I thought it was cool.
Teeth are like touching his nose. He looked like Dominic West.
But that's just the mask, though. So maybe I agree with you that the mask wasn't nearly as cool. But whatever.
All right, fine. I would have preferred the one with tusks. I thought that guy was cool looking.
I wanted the next episode we do how you did Lost this time. I want everything we do to relate to The Wire. I want you to pick every character and relate it to The Wire.
It depends what movie we do. We certainly can't do that with the next movie we're doing.
No, but we're very excited to announce that at the very, very end here.
Okay, let's.
You want to rank them and MVP them and star them?
Well, do you have anything else to say about this movie, real quick?
I do, but it's okay. We don't have time.
I gotta say, it was.
I say go
fun.
watch the
movie. Very entertaining. I thought it was a lot of fun. It definitely has some flaws, but I think this is a strong entry into the Predator franchise.
Agreed.
Yeah, better than I was expecting, honestly.
Mhm.
All right.
Not too much to nitpick. That's probably why we're not. I mean, besides time wise,
No,
so
there's
it's
not.
not really too much to nitpick.
It really
Go
isn't.
see it, folks.
No, it's not great, but it's not bad, and it's insanely watchable. You know what it is? Hangover movie. Watch it on a Sunday morning.
There you go.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Let me do my quick superhero count, and then we'll do our MVPs and stars and rankings. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
I got 6 superheroes.
Wow.
Lawrence Fishburne, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Topher Grace, Spider-Man 3, played Venom. Louis Ozawa was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. playing Scorch.
I recognized him. He had a really important part in like one episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Mahershala Ali plays Cottonmouth Stokes in Luke Cage. Danny Trejo is the voice of Ox, a Spider-Man, spectacular Spider-Man cartoon.
He's one of the Kingpin's enforcers.
And Brian Steele, one of the Predators, was in Blade 3 as a creature.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, well, I didn't want. That's what we talked prior, but
Yeah.
yeah, he'll count this week. 6-6.
Yeah, big
All right.
stuff. All right, Predators. What are you giving it, Aaron?
I'm gonna give it a 4
Wow,
in this
okay.
ranking. Like if we're comparing, because you guys, it sounds like it's if Predator sets the standard at 5, I'm gonna put this as 4.
Okay. Henry?
All right. I also am giving it 4.
I'm going 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
I think you were scared
Yeah,
I was
'cause-
going to go 2, so I feel fine about that.
I'm happy that you gave it 3.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, my 4 is like, it's not a high 4, but I can
is.
see that.
Mine would have been 5 if Fishburne was out.
Okay. 5! That's insane.
It's almost a perfect action movie.
That's,
what more could I want?
You're a nut job. Okay.
I know that.
MVP, LVP, Aaron.
MVP, Topher Grace. Some of his lines, I completely forgot how funny they were and how greatly timed they were. So I'm going to give him the MVP. And yeah, LVP I got to give to Adrian. No.
No, thank
Lawrence. I got to give it to Lawrence. Like, Adrian Brody, he's silly, but he at least keeps the movie moving along.
I agree.
you. Okay, Hank.
My MVP was a 3-way acting tie, so I broke it by picking the director.
Okay, who are the actors?
Goggins, Grace, and Alice Braga.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But I think Nimrod Antal did a good job, and I'm going to give it to him for pulling it off. And my LVP, needless to say, is Fishburne.
Okay. MVP for me, I am going to go Topher Grace also. But it was a real Sophie's choice for me between he and Walton Goggins.
I get it.
Yeah. And LVP Adrian Brody. You guys are insane. As bad as Lawrence Fishburne is, he's in 5 minutes of this movie. The lead actor in this movie is terrible. And I honestly might have given this a 4 if it was a different lead.
Yeah. All right. Rankings.
Rankings. Okay. How do you want to do it, Hank?
I'll do mine. Aaron do his. Dan do his. Oh, no, let's let Aaron go last as the guest.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
The first and 5, and this is the only time this has happened. I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 stars, the first Predator. 4 stars, the Predators. The third best Predator movie is Predator 2 with 3 stars. The fourth best Predator is AVP.
Did you
with
say the
2
fourth breast?
Yes, the fourth breast. And the fourth best Predator is 2 stars with AVP, and the worst Predator movie with 1 star is AVPR.
All right. We have very different rankings, my friend.
All right.
All right.
You go.
I will go. Number 1, Predator.
Yeah.
Number 2, Aliens versus Predator Requiem.
Not a fan. You're just not a fan.
Number 3, Predators. Number 4, Predator 2.
Okay.
Number 5, AVP.
Interesting. All right. Aaron?
My list is actually pretty close to Henry's. Number 1, of course, is Predator. Number 2 is Predators.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is Predator 2.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is AVPR.
All right.
I think that was just entertaining enough to put it above AVP, which is just I tried rewatching it. I rewatched all of these, and the only one I didn't get through was AVP because it's just fucking boring.
Yeah. All right. Good though. Good.
All right, let's wrap it up.